Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, so today we are exploring something absolutely fascinating. If you've watched the brilliant animated sci-fi series Scavengers, you already know it feels completely different from pretty much anything else out there. And it's not just because of the mind-blowing hand-drawn animation or that wildly creative alien world packed with telepathic beasts and parasitic fungi. It's actually because of a massive, quiet, philosophical shift. Let's dive right in, because this show literally destroys one of humanity's biggest, most stubborn assumptions, the idea that nature simply exists to obey us. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it completely flips the script on traditional sci-fi. Usually, alien planets are framed as enemies to fight, right? Or physical resources to just extract, or maybe narrative obstacles for our heroes to conquer. It's a super human-centric view of the universe. But Scavengers Reign? No way. It breaks this pattern entirely. Instead of a planet just waiting around to be conquered, it presents a world that fundamentally doesn't care about humans at all. It is pure, absolute indifference. Section 1. The Indifferent Ecosystem. A Planet Unbothered. See, the real horror of this show, the thing that legitimately gets under your skin while you're watching, isn't that the planet is evil or malicious. It's that it isn't trying to punish humanity. It isn't trying to teach these stranded survivors some grand moral lesson about hubris, and it definitely has no villainous agenda to destroy civilization. It just is. And for us humans, a species that fully expects to be either the hero or the villain in literally every single story, encountering a system that operates completely beyond our expectations, well, that is deeply, deeply unsettling. The terrifying realization for the characters is that humans are no longer at the center. They are completely stripped of their main character syndrome. Imagine stepping into this vast, breathing machine where you aren't the operator, you aren't the fuel, and you're not even the product. You are just irrelevant to the machine's purpose. That profound loss of centrality, yeah, that's a massive blow to the ego. Section 2. The Illusion of Control and Why We Feel Uneasy. The reason this setting creates such a lingering sense of dread connects directly back to us. Modern life kind of wraps us in this comforting illusion. We walk around every day subconsciously believing three key things. First, that technology solves everything. Second, that human intelligence guarantees our dominance. And third, that progress automatically means mastery. We think because we built sprawling cities and smartphones, we've basically conquered nature. But Scavengers Reign takes those exact modern assumptions, drops them onto an untamed world, and we just watch them instantly fail. It forces us to ask this absolutely massive philosophical question. What if reality is infinitely more complex than your ability to organize it? Think about that for a second. We humans love our little spreadsheets, our neat categories, predictable next-day deliveries, all of it. But this quote captures the absolute essence of the show. The universe isn't a neat little box waiting for us to catalog it. It's wild, it's interconnected, and it operates on rules we might not even be equipped to understand, let alone organize. So the crucial point is right here in Section 3. Human ego versus coexistence, the real conflict. If you strip away the dazzling sci-fi elements and the beautiful animation, the central struggle of the entire narrative actually isn't man versus nature. Nature isn't fighting back, it's just doing what it always does. The real war happening on screen is the human ego fighting against the absolute necessity of coexistence. On one side, we have the human ego, desperately trying to control, predict, weaponize, and simplify the alien environment. They treat the biology around them like a machine they can just hack. But on the other side is the ecosystem itself. These creatures consume each other, merge seamlessly with their environments, and adapt constantly. I mean, we literally see creatures using other organisms as biological batteries. They don't fight the system, they are the system. And this brings us to the most important symbol and takeaway from the entire show. Nothing exists separately. It's all about total interconnectedness. Survival on this alien world doesn't come from building a bigger gun or trying to dominate the landscape. Survival comes from participation. If you try to stand apart from the system and dominate it, the system's going to simply roll right over you. You have to become part of the web. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, Redefining Human Evolution, Flowing Within the System. And this brilliantly illustrates the path forward. Modern culture drills into us the absolute importance of individuality, right? Personal conquest, leaving our unique mark on the world. But what if true intelligence isn't about overpowering systems, but actually learning to flow within them? For the few characters who manage to adapt and survive, it requires a very specific sequence. Step 1, observe first. Don't act, don't shoot, Just watch how the ecosystem breathes. Step 2, respect the environment. Understand its power and its absolute indifference to you. Step 3, stop forcing control. You literally cannot tame the ocean by yelling at the waves. You just have to learn how to swim. Which leads us to a much darker reflection on our own society. What if humanity's biggest weakness isn't our propensity for violence, but actually our deep inability to accept being part of something larger? We spend so much of our time building walls, both physical and psychological, just to separate ourselves from ecosystems, from nature, and sadly, even from each other. We're so afraid of losing our individuality that we isolate ourselves from the very systems that sustain us. The scary realization here is that humanity might not be nearly as advanced as it thinks it is. Actually, scratch that. If our current path of endless control is a dead end, then what does actual progress even look like? Well, real evolution requires 3 specific traits: cooperation, humility, and integration. It means finally letting go of that desperate need to be the master of the universe and gracefully accepting our role as a participant within it. I absolutely love this quote. How do I move with it without losing myself? Because, this isn't just about an animated sci-fi show anymore. This applies directly to your real life. A massive amount of our daily suffering comes from trying to force reality to meet our rigid, preconceived expectations. But life, much like this alien planet, keeps evolving, shifting, and throwing completely unpredictable things our way. So instead of constantly asking how to dominate our lives, we need to start asking how to move with that unpredictable flow, for sure, without losing our core identity in the process. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this stark, inspiring thought. The true beauty and the lingering chill of Scavengers' Reign comes down to this one profound, humbling shift in perspective. What if the universe was never built around us in the first place? It's a massive question to ponder. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep observing, keep flowing with the systems around you, and I'll catch you next time.